Greetings, mortals, peers, and queers. Almost twice as many Republicans have died from COVID before the midterms than Democrats. Authors of a new study can't say if this impacted the midterms, but they say it's plausible, given how stark the differences in vaccination rates have been amongst Democrats and Republicans. Let's get into it. COVID 19 is killing more Republicans than Democrats, according to a new study from the National Bureau of Economic Research. The study is titled Excess Deaths for Republicans and Democrats During the COVID 19 Pandemic. Creative title, I know. Used voter registration and death records to answer the question: is there a link between political affiliation rates of COVID-related death and the U.S. in the U.S.? The short answer is yes. In 2018 and early parts of 2020, the excess death rates for Republicans and Democrats are similar and centered around zero. The study says both groups experienced similar large spikes in excess deaths in the winter of 2020 and 2021. However, in the summer of 2021, when vaccinations were widely available, Republicans in the excess. Let's try that again. The Republicans' excess death rate rose to nearly double that of Democrats, and this gap widened further in the winter of 2021. The study attributes this to the vaccine uptake disparity between Republicans and Democrats, which has been widely documented as Republicans refused to take the vaccine, and the most vocal anti-vax voices were Republican politicians and some conservative news outlets. The gap in excess death rates between Republicans and Democrats is concentrated in counties with low vaccination rates and only materialized after the vaccines became widely available. Is it possible that anti-vax Republicans dying from COVID affected the midterms? If Republicans are dying in increased numbers relative to their Democratic colleagues in a political climate where they're so close to electoral contests, could that have been a decider in a particular race? Then they were asking the question to this guy, and he says, our study can't answer that, but it certainly seems plausible given just how stark the differences between vaccination rates have been amongst Democrats and Republicans. So, yeah, this kind of makes sense, you know? If you're causing the mass death of your constituency, you might lose a few elections. This is the sad reality of the fact that Republican cruelty and callousness and refusal to admit the weakness that they could possibly get sick or that something could affect them led to the deaths in high numbers of their constituency, and they're paying for that. A lot of people aren't happy that their grandparents, that their sick relatives died because of the arrogance of the Republican Party. So not only is that going to turn voters against them, but also, as this study kind of indicates, although can't state outright, when huge parts of your constituency just die, you're going to have less voters on your side. So that's sad to realize, but we kind of all knew that was going to happen. It's just nice to have the data to point that out. With that, support me on Patreon, join the Discord, and follow for more daily videos. And I wish you all a good evening.